Hello everyone. Welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 9 named palindrome number. In this problem, we are given an integer x and we have to determine whether it is a palindrome or not. If the given input is palindrome, then we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false. Suppose in the first example, the input is 121, which is palindrome because if I read 121 from the left side or from the right side, it will be same. So it is palindrome. But minus 121 is not palindrome because from left to right, it needs minus 121. But if I read it from right to left, it will become 121 minus. So therefore, this minus 121 and 121 minus is not equal. That's why it is not palindrome. So here we have to return false. Now in the third example, the given input is 10. It is not palindrome because from right to left, it is 0, 1. And from left to right, it is 1, 0. So both of them are not same. So in this case, we have to return false. I hope you understood the example. Now let's move into the constraint. Here, the integer x can be in between minus 2 to the power 31 to plus 2 to the power 31 minus 1. I hope you understood the problem. Now let's move on to the algorithm. In this problem, suppose x is 121, but there is a constraint. The value of x can become negative. Suppose x is minus 121. So if in any of the input, the value of the x will be negative, then it is not possible for this integer to become a palindrome. Because if I read it from left to right, it will be minus 121. But if I read it from right to left, it will be 121 minus. So both of them are not equal. So we can say that if any integer is negative, then it will never be possible for this integer to become a palindrome. Now suppose our x is 121. The basic idea of this algorithm is, at first we will store the given input in a variable and we will generate the reverse of this number by using algorithm. So the main idea of this, suppose x is 121 and in somehow if we generate the reverse of this number, which is 121, and finally we will compare if both of this number is equal or not. If the given input and the generated reverse number is equal, that means both of them are palindrome. Otherwise, it is not palindrome. So now our problem is reduced into, we have to generate the reverse number of our given input. Now, suppose x is 121. The algorithm is pretty simple. At first, we will store the value 0 to a variable named reverse or REV. Now, we have to run a while loop till our x is greater than 0. And in each iteration, we have to find the remainder of them or the remainder of x with 10. After that, we have to perform these mathematical equations, which is reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus remainder. And finally, we have to divide x by 10. Anyways, the algorithm might be a little bit of complex right now. I will explain it by using the numerical example. And I think after that, it will be much more clear. Now, our input is 121. So according to the algorithm, at first we have to find the remainder of 121 with 10. So the remainder of 121 with 10 will be 1. So here the remainder is 1. Now At first, the value of reverse is 0. So here, now we have to check the value reverse. The reverse value will be 0 into 10 plus remainder, which is 1. So here, the reverse value will be 1. So now we are storing the reverse value 1 here. The calculation is reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus remainder. So here at first reverse is 0. We multiplied it by 10 and added the remainder. So the value will be 1. Now we have to divide x by 10. So if we divide 121 by 10, the answer will be 12. So 121 divided by 10, which is 12. Now our x is 12. And again, we have to find the remainder. Now the remainder will be 12 modulus of 10, which is 2. So here, now our remainder will be 2. Now we have to calculate the value reverse. The reverse will be reverse into 10 plus remainder. At first, our reverse was 1. So now reverse will be 1 into 10. Now the remainder is 2 plus 2, which is 12. So here, the value is 12. Now we have to divide the value of x by 10. So if we divide the 12 by 10, the answer will be 1. Now our x is 1. So we have to find the remainder. So 1% 10 is equal to 1. So the remainder is 1 here. Now the reverse value is reverse into 10 plus remainder, which is the reverse is 12, which is 12 into 10 plus remainder, which is 1. So it is 121. Now the reverse value is 121, which is exactly equal to the input 121. Now, currently our x is 1. So we have to divide x by 10. So 1 divided by 10, which is 0. So while this 0 will be compared in these conditions, the loop will be stopped. So after this, the final value of this reverse is 121 and the input is 121. So both of them are equal. So here we can say that 121 is a palindromic number. I hope you understood the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. Here the code is pretty simple. At first we are given a function name is palindrome. And at first we have to check whether it is less than 0 or not. If it is, then we have to return false. Otherwise, we have to store the original value of x into a variable named temp and declare a variable reverse. Initially it is 0. After that, we have to perform a loop. Inside this loop, at first we have to calculate the value of remainder, then calculate the value of reverse according to the algorithm. After that, divide x by 10. And finally, if our temporary value or the value of x is equal to the value of reverse, then we have to return true. Otherwise, we have to return false. I hope you understood the code. Now let's move on to the time and space complexity analysis of this program. In this program, the time complexity is big O of n, where n is the length of the integer. And the space complexity is big O of 1 because we are using only constant time spaces to solve this problem. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.